Hello, this is Professor Conkle with CIS280 Mobile App Development, Week 6 Q&A, and welcome back. Good to be back to class. And tonight we're just going to cover real quick Week 6, covering prototype development and master detail using Xcode. Now you might have seen, if you have a Mac at home, an update to Xcode 7. You can definitely do that. There will be a few upgrades from the code examples within GitHub, but we'll go over that in class tomorrow. But just note, you can update to Xcode 7 if you see the prompt. And so this week we'll be covering prototyping, also covering master detail, and those two items. So I wanted to show you real quick. Flip the screen here. Our view that we're going to be going over this week on My Fave Bands. The bands basically are going to load on the left side and the detail of the band on the right. And let me show you here what it looks like when we play it. And it's got a splash screen telling users to select from the menu. So I'll do that. You select from the menu, it brings up the image of the band, whether it be a CD image or an album image. This week also show how you can rotate. I'll simulate it here in the simulator by going to Hardware, Rotate Left, and how it adjusts accordingly and keeps the image in the right width and height. It doesn't morph it at all. And so as we go through, it adjusts accordingly. And then I can go back to portrait. And so again, this is a master detail. I'll go ahead and stop it and look at it. So master detail, there's basically the menu is loading from the master on the left, and it's using a couple arrays to do so. I'll go to the top here and show you. It's got an array for the names that's going to show up, the Joe Cocker, Leonard Skinner, and so on and so forth. On the name of the image has to be the same as the name. You can see the line that says controller.production URL object is string.jpg. Has to be the same name. So if I look over here in the images folder, you'll see the 38 Special, Band Perry, Eagle, Joe Cocker, Journey, so on and so forth. So the name of the menu has to, or the name of the image has to fit the same as the menu. And so let's see here, we got Joe Cocker. I'll just use this one as an example. So we should have a joecocker.jpg, which we do. And so what you'll be doing this week is coming up with your own menu for the take-home. In the in-class, we'll be modifying this one a little bit, playing with it, as always. Details used a lot in app development as far as for menu apps. You've seen them popular in that type of app. Anybody think of a master detail app that you've used or that you use all the time where it has a menu on the left, you click on it, and then something else shows up on the right? I can think of like a weather app as one example. Facebook has a menu item on the left that you tap on to get to the different pages you go to. Anybody think of a menu, a master detail app that you use all the time on your phone or on your tablet? You can go ahead and type it below and let others know of that app that they can look at to kind of go over what we're going over this week. So I can think of, again, Facebook has a master detail type of layout where you can tap on the Facebook icon on the left side and it'll give you a menu of selections. I'm trying to think of what else. Weather app I know I use does the same thing. News apps a lot of times have a master detail as well, where you can tap on the left side. It's kind of like going to a website, but because of the limited real estate on your screen, a master detail works really nice because the master will expand when you need to see the menu, and then click on the menu, it'll collapse so you can see the whole detail part. Master detail is very popular when it comes to utility apps and when it comes to apps that need easeability of modifying menus. And so when a company goes to like convert their website to an app, a lot of times they'll use a master detail because customers are going to be used to going to certain navigational items on the website. And if it's converted to an app, it's easily converted to a master detail, more easily converted because of the menu structure. And so yeah, the master detail is very popular within app development, and it generally uses arrays in master detail, one array for the menu and another array for the actual, when you click on the menu, where it's going to go. And so those arrays, the way we're using it this week, I'm just using one array, the array for the names that show up for the bands, and then within that, so I wouldn't have to create another array for images. I just make sure the image name matches the menu name, and the image type has to be the same. In my extension, it's somebody said IMDb. It's a good example that has a good master detail app menu. And so just making sure you have the menu show up or have the array, either one array for the menu and one for the detail, or in this case I have one array that matches the items in the menu match the name of the actual images. And so very popular, very useful, and it's easy also when you want to update an app to add a new menu item. Like in this case, you just have to basically go into the app, add a new array to the end, and then add a new image, and that's all you need to do, and the app would be updated. And so IMDb, somebody mentioned, I think Diane mentioned, which is a great example, where you can basically type in Internet Movie Database, I believe is what it stands for, where you can search for movies, you can search for, as you can see behind me, I'm a movie buff, so I have a lot of posters and movies and into a lot of different, old movies, new movies alike. But IMDb is a great example. IMDb also has resources for developers to hook into their database. If you're interested in ever creating a movie database type of app, they have really good examples for you. And so master detail, again, very popular when it comes to app development. And let me end, I guess, on the discussion of upgrading iOS, those just coming in, those upgrading to iOS 7. You might be kind of like, should I do it? Should I not do it? Definitely recommend doing it. I am upgrading our code on GitHub as we go along this semester. Like this week's code's already been upgraded to 6.4. If you have 7 already on your machine or you upgraded to 7, you should be okay. But if ever you have to upgrade code examples, Xcode's real good about giving you what it is you need to upgrade. Like an example might be changing a question mark to an exclamation point or something. It'll show you how to do that. And just go ahead and accept all the changes. But if you need to upgrade, or if it's prompting you to upgrade to Xcode 7, which it should be today, go ahead and do that. You're not going to have any issues. And then if you do have any questions, you can ask me in class as always. But anytime you have a new version of Xcode and you have old code on your machine, it's going to ask you, do you want to upgrade to that new version? You want to go ahead and say, yes, I do want to upgrade to that new version and convert it to Xcode, in this case, Xcode 7. So Xcode is, or Swift is a newer language, and we've talked about this in class, how it's going to continually change and continually morph and have quite a few releases in the first couple of years, which is normal. So don't be afraid of that. Don't be afraid of upgrading to Xcode 7. And also, I believe iOS 9 CIS280 came out in the last few days. Upgrade that as well if you have an iOS device, iPhone or iPad. It does give some new features in your menu structure, and I think it puts the most recent apps and things you've went to on your device on the home screen now, or on the screen once you open up and unlock your device to find things easier. And so definitely some newer changes coming up. We'll talk about some of those on Monday night. But it's good to be back. And if you're glad to be back as well, if you could tap the screen, that'd be awesome. Just to let me know you're glad to be back on campus. I know some are on here that are not in CIS280, and that's fine, but you've taken me before, and you maybe want to keep up on some of the stuff that comes along with Xcode and mobile app development. They have changed the way they do things in development now. You no longer, if you want to test your Xcode apps in your devices now, you technically don't have to purchase the $99 development license. The only thing that's going to be good for now is getting beta releases and when you want to publish something to the App Store. You can now, as a non-paid developer, connect your iPhone and your iPad to your Mac with your Thunderbolt port and Thunderbolt wire, and port your apps to your device. And so that's a new feature with Xcode 9 or Xcode 7, I'm sorry, that's come out just recently. So thanks for joining tonight, and I appreciate it. I'll see everybody in class this week. If you have any questions, as always, you can email me. There was a post on Eagle about scheduling changes. Please read the email I sent you this week if you haven't read it already about the schedule changes within your class tomorrow. I will definitely show you that tomorrow as well, Diane, as far as the changes and I'll bring up an example, maybe code that needs to be updated with the new Xcode 7 to show you how to do that. So that's a great thought. So I'll definitely do that. All right, well, I'll see everybody tomorrow, and talk to you later. Bye-bye.